As you can see, right here down at the base, it reaches right about the handle right here. As far as the handles that I have, I like to basically kind of spread my hands like that and make my handle about that long. Okay, so if you've actually got that much length with a little bit more on the edge here, you're doing pretty good. Now, let me go ahead and pull this off here. One thing I like to do before we actually end up wrapping it down is cut a little bit of an edge off of the bottom of the noodle here. Okay, so basically just kind of trim it at an angle around in a circle. Okay, and I'll show you the reason for that in just a little bit. Okay, so once you've got that done, go ahead and put it right back on the core here. Okay. There we go. And again, make sure you've got that finger distance right there at the top. Okay. Now, what we're going to do for that is do some more of that torque wrapping that I mentioned. And that's how we actually adhere the blade to the base. Okay, so we're basically going to wrap around here. And as you wrap, continue getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Okay. Cutting that off down at the base actually allows you to have a little bit more of an angle in toward the blade, which makes it easier for you to torque it down smoothly so that you actually have your blade adhere to the core there. Okay. Now, as you can see, the more you torque it down, the more likely the tape is to snap. That's fine. You can go ahead and snap it off. You don't actually have to cut it. Okay. So that's the start of what we've got. Next, what we have to do is fill that little gap up top with some extra foam for extra padding. Okay. Take the same small piece that you had here and just cut a really short, like probably an inch long wedge out of that, and take that and just kind of jam that into the hole there. Okay. That will pretty much fill up the hole and make sure that this is not going to move around and give you a little bit of extra padding on that core so that it won't actually end up stabbing through. Okay. Now once you've got that, this is where you want to use the little blue circles. Okay. So you take your foam, and like I said, I like to use this little thing because it's nice and quick and dirty. However, you can pretty much use whatever you want to cut it out. You can use scissors, knife, etc. Okay. Now you're going to want basically probably 2 to 3 of these. So I'm going to cut out 3 right here. Okay. Got those. Let's pop those out of here. Okay. So what you do with the tip is you take these 2 pieces of blue foam, you put them over the tip here, and then you're going to want to go ahead and tape them down. Okay. Get the tape ready here first. Okay. So you take this, and you just kind of tape them superficially to the tip of the sword. Okay. Try to make sure that you get the tape smooth, because the more wrinkles you have, the more problematic it's going to be to actually fit it later. Okay. You get that. Go ahead and cut the tape there. And that's your first one. Okay. Now go ahead and tape it again as an X across. This is kind of hard to do without being able to hold it between your legs here. Okay. Okay. Just across like that, and again, cut the tape there, and tape that down. Okay. Try to get the tape down kind of tight there. We'll go ahead and do something else to match it down a little bit more later. Okay. But that gives you the basics of the blade. Okay. The next piece you're going to want to do is going to be the pommel. Okay, because basically the sword has the blade and then a small padded pommel at the end in case you end up getting too close to somebody. What you want to do is make sure that your pommel is approximately, I'd say a little bit larger than a fist in length. Okay, so I measure it out there, and I will go ahead and cut this. Okay, the pommel is made relatively similar to how you actually made the tail. You basically do that, trimming the circle thing that I mentioned. Now, dependent on the type of core that you have, if you have a golf club, if you'll notice, the end part is significantly larger than the tip was. Now, a piece of fun noodle is not exactly going to fit on that terribly well. There are a few different ways that you can take care of that. You can either, cut into this and pull the end off here, which would decrease the size of this. I kind of like the weight on the end of these, so what I prefer to do is make a couple thin little notches right here in the funnel so you can slide it over that part. Okay, not very deep, basically just a little bit right there. And that allows you to slide over the core. Okay. Now once you've done that, again, you want to basically torque it down to the actual core itself. So again, you take this, do it this way, it's a little easier. Wrap around, and then again, start making it tighter and tighter and tighter as you get closer to the core. Okay. As you're torquing it down, chances are it's going to snap. That's perfectly all right. Okay. Now again, you've got that a little bit of extra in here. You should have about a knuckle's length there. Go ahead and make another one of those small wedges that I mentioned. Cut that out about half-inch piece. Jam it in there. And again, take the other third one of these that you made and tape that down to the pommel. One piece over like that, one other piece for the remainder of the cross. So that being said, got this extra piece right here. Put that on, tape that down. Okay. As you can see, that's basically what the sword looks like at its core.